Hello, Mary. The title of this video, I suppose, would be called Nature and the Divine One. Little something I thought I'd read for you in the light of this. It's from, I believe, Ralph Waldo Emerson's first publication. It's called Nature, and this is out of chapter 7, which is probably the favorite chapter of many people. It's called Spirit. And the chapter starts out, first paragraph, it is essential to the true nature of theory and of man that it should contain somewhat progressive uses that are exhausted or that may be, and facts that in the statement cannot be all that is true of this brave lodging wherein man is harbored, and wherein all his faculties find appropriate and endless exercise. And all the uses of nature admit of being summoned in one, which yields the activity of man an infinite scope. Through all his kingdoms, to the suburbs and outskirts of things, it is faithful to the cause which had its origin. It always speaks of spirit. It suggests the absolute. It is a perpetual effect. It is a great shadow pointing always to the sun behind us. And moving on to the meat of the matter, as it were. The highest is present to the soul of man, that the dread universal essence, which is not wisdom, or love, or beauty, or power, but all in one, and each entirely, is that for which all things exist, and that by which they are, that spirit creates. That behind nature, throughout nature, spirit is present, one and not compound. It does not act upon us from without, that is, in space and time, but spiritually, or through ourselves. Therefore, that spirit, that is the Supreme Being, does not build up nature around us, but puts it forth through us, as the life of the tree puts forth new branches and leaves through the pores of the old. As a plant upon the earth, so a man rests upon the bosom of the Divine One. He is nourished by unfailing fountains, and draws at his need inexhaustible power. The modern ego, in this materialistic, objective view of things that's been drummed into our head since birth, has separated us from nature, and we think that I am here and nature is around us, and somehow we have to get through all this by controlling nature. But we are not separate from nature. We are nature. Anyone who thinks that he can manage nature does not know nature, and these people do not know oneself. And this reading from Ralph Waldo Emerson points this out very well. That oneness is the reality found in all things, most wonderfully through ourselves. That we are one with the Divine One. How else can it be? This leads forward to many meditations and one's own, just based on this alone, meditating on this, contemplating it, wanting to live it. We open ourselves to many epiphanies, subtle and profound, that only you can know what that is. Only you can know what that is, because it's your own epiphanies. Thank you for listening, and Om Namah Shivaya.